Hello everyone, hope you're well. Today we're back with another UI corner video, and this month is Far Cry 6. And if you remember, on the next on a video before, we were doing the arsenal section, which was like kind of like items and stuff. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's pretty cool. And this time we're going to take a look at the mission brief. Okay. Try to make it faster than last time. Last time was 55 minutes. Let's just try to make this a bit faster. It's a less complicated screen anyway. So I got everything already done, but you can see like I got my buttons, I got my 3D model, I got my brief, rank, got the header ready, name, and the mouse pointer. Okay, so let's just kind of let's have a look at the background. Basically, I got my reference here, so this is how it basically looks. This is the original version. So let's just turn this off. So what I did with the background here is it's super simple. Actually, I think the best if you just kind of like you just do another folder here and then just like, let's say work2. All right, because we like to do from the beginning. So what we're gonna do is just going to basically create a solid background. So yeah, this color is fine. It's 262624, and once that's done, we'll just basically add another layer, and that layer is it's just a cloud layer. Oh, I forgot to check my colors. Let's go back, change it to black and white, add another color. Once that's done, just zoom out and just enlarge this and find a good spot. I think this should be fine here, and then I select my screen and just basically just copy this zoomed in version. There we go, and then we're just going to mask out some section of it. Okay, so a nice big large brush, and let's go with opacity 36, and just kind of like just take out parts which you don't want to keep, like something like this, maybe. All right, so there we go. And then once that's done, what I did is basically I just add a color overlay, and this was a greenish color. There we go. And then just change the blend mode to color, so we got this this greenish color on it. Okay, so we keep it. We can reduce opacity a little bit, well, actually quite a lot, like that. Another thing I did, it was basically I just have this these palm trees stock photo, and what I did is just basically let me just show you. I just placed it in. Let's move it up here. There we go. Just move it to a section. I turned it like that. I think something like this was fine. Just want to see these palm trees here, and then mask out sections I don't want to show, but this can, like this, go back to something like that. There we go. Something like this. All right, once that's done, we can just basically turn it into a smart object, blur it, blur, Gaussian blur. Yeah, about 12, that's fine. Okay, so that's pretty good. Another thing I did, I think, is just reduce the opacity a tiny bit, like that. Okay, cool. And we'll just add a vignette. Yeah, so it's just a solid black layer, and then I literally, actually, it's better if we just invert it. No, let's keep it like that, and then just erase part of it. Okay, so this can be quite high up there, like this. That's too much. So something like this. Yeah, this should work well. there we go. Okay, once it's done, I also added another layer, and this layer was basically just to serve as a glow. As you can see, it's like different kind of gradient overlays on it. And did we have, yeah, we had an overlay here as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, because the colors are not right, so I'm just going to add color overlay, the same kind of greenish color, and yeah, that will work nice. There we go. And once we're done with that, we create this new layer just for the glow. And the glow works the way that you'll just use let me just set it back to default. There we go. And then gradients, reset to default. There we go. And I'll just pick a color, a nice cyan color here. And we go like this. Okay, remove this and change opacity. Style can be well, actually it has to be radial. There we go. And let me just see. Okay, that's good. Okay, why I don't see it? Yeah. Okay, reset alignment. I just don't see it. Use that. Oh yeah. Well, actually, you'll have to have something on the actual layers to be able to see this. So if I would be, let's say, just to color this to black and then remove the fill, so you won't see the black, you will only see the gradient overlay. Okay, that was where I was going wrong. Okay, anyway, so we'll just have this coming from the top, okay, with, let's say, overlay. No good screen. Linear, yeah, linear is fine. I'm just going to reduce it to like 60%, 50%, something like this on the corner here, right? And then I'll add another one, which is going to be this kind of yellowish color, something like this. There we go. And then just move it into the middle. Sometimes you cannot move it and you have to close the layer styles, and then go back and select it and move it. At that time you can do it, like you see it now, like for example now you can do that. So that's cool, like that. Yeah, I added another one, and then I moved it to the top corner here. I also duplicated the cyan version and just move it down here. So just kind of play with this until you achieve something nice, right? There we go. Vignette feels a bit too strong. We have to come down quite a bit. Let's say like 50%. There we go. And glow can go underneath here. There we go. Got it. All right. So yeah, obviously this needs to be a lot of fine tuning and stuff, checking if the Gaussian blur is enough and moving around these kind of colors. But these are the kind of the layers I made to create that background. Okay. I do have my 3D model cut out, so I'm just gonna move it up here so you'll see it in. Oops, there we go. Yeah. It's fine. I also like to see my reference picture next to the actual design, so I'll just double click on it to open the smart object. We don't need this anymore. And then just go up to window, arrange, and then you can see like if you use the 2 up horizontal, just place it above so you'll have a reference. Oh no, I didn't do that. I messed it up. I have to do it again now. Anyway. Okay, so we go back here to arrange. There we go. It's just you have to you can adjust it here, but it's quite difficult sometimes to catch it because it's just such a small place here. You can actually see the arrows. Anyway, so I'm gonna have this like that. Yeah, now I can see that, yeah, it's way off, the colors are way off, and there's need to be a lot of adjustment here. So yeah, that's good to see. So I would go back and just kind of like move my stuff around a little bit, change the angle, like kind of like that. There we go. Reduce opacity, yeah, and then the glow as well. We need to reduce opacity on that one. Okay, and yeah, this dark is kind of fine, but the clouds could be coming in a bit on the side, so I'm just gonna use, let's see, like 20%. There we go. Just kind of like, you know, just make it less uniform and stuff. So this feels already much better, but it's not as saturated. My colors are way too saturated, so should probably go back and change them. Okay, this okay, I'm not going to go back there because I already done that, but so you need to play with these layers until you find a better look. Okay, all right, let's start with the top here. So we're going to create a folder. This is gonna be called let's say header, and all you need to do is basically just do these lines here. So if I turn on my reference picture and I just kind of place some guides for myself, you know, actually I already have them, so we don't need this. So we got those guides, and just kind of like just to help us. There we go. Alright, something like this. These are fine. Okay, let's move on. So we'll create two lines, and yeah, one of them here is going to be well, actually I'm just going to place it down here like that. I think it's like 2 pixels is enough, and then just kind of drag it out until my guide. Make a copy of it and move it down here, yeah, and then this one is, there we go, this one is going to be 6 pixels, I believe, 6 pixels. All right, move it up to its place. There we go, done. After that, we're going to put some text down to the top. As you can see it here, there's some flavor text there, and I got them already. I created them already, so I'm just going to use this decor text folder, move it up here to my header, and then there we go. It's just basically I use the font Roboto Condescend Bold 8 point. Also going to share this PSD file with you, so that will save a bunch of time. Okay, let's add the mission name, which is one kind. Okay, and let's change the size to say 36. I think I was using a different font for that. Yeah, that was Oswald, wasn't it? Yeah, Oswald bold, and then we can play with the spacing here. I think it was, let's see, something like that. Fine. So it's -60, and then we can, yeah, the size is fine. All right, we'll make a copy of this and we'll call it operation. Now this is another font I used, and it's Poppins, and let's use the regular version with 100, let's see, 24, even less than that. I think it's 18, and maybe 200 even spacing, and that is too large still. Take it at least. There we go. Maybe it was light. Yeah. something like that. Should be good. All right. Okay. Let's move it in the middle. There we go. All right. The next one is the rank. So we'll create the rank folder and just basically placing down some text. Let's just say rank. There we go. Move it down here, change the size to say 18. All right, 16. Yeah, and then just add number 1 text here. There we go. This is just a regular one, and then add a backdrop, which is like that. Okay. Right, I'm gonna steal this color, and I believe that also needs to be done for the lines. Yep. Okay, let's go back and change the color to a dark color. There we go. Okay, I think that might be even at least medium. Yeah, at least medium. So if you want a tip for how to center your text, you can just basically hold down the command key and click on your base layer, and then here you can use the alignment tool just to place it in the middle. Okay, so that's just a neat little trick. Okay, cool. After that, we're going to add these text what we have here, and to save time, I am going to just take it from my other work folder. Let's see. Okay, so these are the text or mission brief. Okay, I think it's in the brief. Going to copy it over here. There we go. All right, so once that's done, we're moving on to the reward section, and just gonna see my alignment. Yeah, that's good. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm just gonna something like that. Anyway, so let's just make a rectangular shape here. There we go. Let me see. Yeah, that should be all right. All right. Just move it up a little bit like this. Okay. So this is going to be the rewards base, and also place it in a folder called rewards. There we go. The color is this yellow color here, which is FEBE50, and we're going to play with it because it has a it looks like it's got a lot of cutout in it. So let's just select it, transform, and use warp tool to just kind of move around the edges, you know, just here and there, you know, just to make it look less uniform. And then we use the pen tool just to kind of like look for areas where you can just kind of like, you know, just cut in a tiny bit, not a lot, just like a tiny bit, like, you know, maybe this corner can have a clear cut. Then you go down on the bottom as well, have another cutout here, a small one in the corner here. And then once you're done with that and you're happy, you can select both layer and then just right click and subtract from front shape. There we go. So you can always go back and select your shape and just move around. If you're not happy, you know, you just select one part of it and then just, you know, change it. But yeah, I'm fairly happy with this, so let's just keep it like that. Okay, we're going to add a text to it, which is rewards. Okay, right here again. So when you select it now, it will just only select the layer you already cut out. So this is actually the final one. So you can use the align tool to just move your text in the middle and stuff. So that's good. I'm gonna take this. Oh, look at that. My color just gone from everywhere. It's a shame. Anyway, let's move forward. Okay, change the font to Oswald and say bold. Change the spacing a tiny bit because it looks like, yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Again, put in the middle. There we go. Okay, so let's move on to the next section, which is going to be this rewards here. Okay, so let me turn on my reference and then just kind of take this shape tool and create a rectangle. There we go. 100, 10, 100, 10, 100, 10. There we go. I'm gonna move it to the side a tiny bit. Okay, and change the background color and add a stroke. And that's all we need, a 1 pixel stroke. Okay, I'm gonna just color pick it from here. There we go. All right. Okay, that's the base. And now we're going to do this icon here. Okay, so I'm just gonna actually use yeah, I create a rectangle to shape. There we go. Just move it to the side. Change the color to this blue, and then change the corners to 4. Yeah, there we go. Looks like there's a little bit of bend on the sides here, so we could just kind of use a warp tool and do that. Bring the edges in a tiny bit, you know, but I think in this case maybe the best option just to kind of add an extra point here to the middle and then just select that and just move it in 1 pixel, right? You know, it's just, I think it's more precise than the warp tool in this scenario. So it looks kind of like that. Okay, cool. Okay, moving on to this shape. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. 36, 36, I think 38 should be better. Oh no, actually that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let's steal the color and just move it in the middle. Yeah. Okay, and okay, so the next thing I would do is basically just use the shape tool again and then hold down the Alt key just to remove the middle section. I mean, just remove from the shape like that, and then it will just cut out that area. Okay, once that's done, I would probably just go and do another rectangle and duplicate it, move it down a tiny bit like that, select both of them, and then just cut out one section. So here I think I need to move this up, so you can always go back and change it if you see that it's not working actually. So there we go. Move it into the middle And then let's continue to cut out some sections. Select everything again, hold down the Alt key just to kind of cut away parts. Hold down the Alt key and drag out another rectangle so you can cut those out. Once you finish with the actual shape, you can go up here and merge your shapes down. Okay, so once that's done, let's add the XP. There we go. And then the color is the same as this one here. And yeah, size wise I think it should be way less than that. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Yeah, I would probably go down here and then make it to 12. There we go. So it's much better. It looks much better now. Cool. So once that's done, let's add the amount, which is 100. Again, let's change size here to 16. There we go. Change the spacing, and it might be just medium. Yeah, medium is better, I think. So you can see like the zeros, the space between the zeros are too close, and then the space between the 1 and 0 is just too much. So if you hold down the Alt key, you click between, you hold down the Alt key and use your arrow keys, you can actually move these. So I just literally moved 1 pixel to the left, and then it already feels much better. Alright, and then you can select your shape again and then align it into the middle. There we go. So that's done. Let's move it into the middle. There we go. So we can turn off our reference. Yep, that's great. And then I'm just going to select my base and then just move it in the middle again. Okay, so that is done. What else we need to do? At this point, I like to make this reticle here, and I got a really interesting way of doing it. And it's not necessary to do it that way, but I think it's cool, and it helps me to keep scalability. So what I do is actually I'm gonna do it here. That's fine. I'm just going to turn it on. So you could create the one way to do it is just create the shape, which is, I think it was 64, wasn't it? 64, yeah, 64. And then you can just basically just add an inner glow to achieve this kind of glow here. Let's just change it to white. There we go. And then you could have like another shape which will have the stroke, and then another shape which is the dot in the middle. But I like to keep everything on one layer when it's possible, and I think in this case it's possible. Basically all you need to do is, well, that's an interesting one because like I can't really use inner glow in this way. Let me just show you why. Okay, let me just actually cancel this and turn the inner glow out, and then turn the fill up back and change the fill to gradient, and then let's just adjust that gradient to white, and there we go. And then change the mode to radial and invert it, and then just kind of play with it. So I'm gonna move in, not this one here, yeah, like that, yeah, doesn't really want like this. Okay, yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like this. And then I'm just going to add a stroke, which is going to be inside white. Okay, and that's it, 2 pixels, 3, even 4. Okay, let's go 4. All right, and then this dot in the middle, the way I would do it, I would probably do maybe another stroke, and this stroke will be let's see, let's move it in like that, yeah, something like this. and then I would use the overprint and reduce the size, the opacity completely. And then if I add another stroke, which is going to be even more than what we had before, but I would, okay. I would still need this, don't I? Yeah, that's not actually working. Okay, but anyway, we could use a gradient here, right? We could use a gradient here, change it to white, there we go, and then change this to 0, right? And then go to radial and then invert it, and then we got this effect. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's good. Let's move this a bit in, like that. And now we got that effect. Cool. And a good thing about it, that is basically one layer. So if you would be like, let's make a copy of it, and you will need this, let's say, like 4 times the size, you could just basically go and enlarge it more. Let's say like, okay, 3 times the size, and it kind of blows all the settings away for you. But you can go to the FX here on the panel, right click, go down to scale effect, and do the same 300%, and then it will give you the exact same result. So you can export it now. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's just kind of move it down here. There we go. Yeah, whatever you do it, wherever you put it. Okay, cool. So the next thing we're going to do is this button section here. All right, let's do that. I'm just going to have my guides again down here, and then my buttons here, and then we're almost done. Okay, cool. So let's just add another folder, call it buttons, and I'm going to just drag this out like that, 6 pixel. There we go. I need to see how far it goes, like this far. All right, and this one, just like that. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. It works. Okay, so let's create the buttons we have, and we're going to basically just copy the layer style from here. So we go right click and we say copy layer style, and right click copy shape attributes. Let's go back to the button base, and then right click paste layer style, and then also paste shape attributes. All right, so then it will copy everything. Once that's done, let's just put label here, decline, there we go. Change the size to, let's say, like 18, yeah, and then spacing can be, I think, to 60, yeah. And once that's done, just select your base layer, and then in the move tool section you can align your label. So this was button 1, and then I'm gonna copy a version of it, and this is going to be number 2, and it'll be a slightly bigger one, but let's call it, I think it was apply, yeah, accept, actually accept, and track. There we go. And then the button can go out to the side here, select it again, select the text, move and place it in the middle. Once that's done, let's recreate this shape here. So it's just basically a slightly longer rectangle like this. There we go, and that's red. Let's warp it a little bit, just to, all right, like that. There we go. Yeah, something like this. This is fine. Okay, and now we're going to create this cutout. Same way as we did with the rewards back panel. It's just kind of like you just take and, you know, just randomly just go around. I'm not going actually random because I'm looking at this shape here and just kind of following that, because that's already done. But you know, the idea is that you kind of create something very random. So you can just kind of go like this and then go like that. Yeah, and then you just create this shape and then select both of them, right click and subtract. There we go. So we created the shape, and then you can go back and just add some more kind of cutouts. Like here we have some stuff going on, and here as well. There we go. Another one here maybe. And then you can select all these and merge them together. Select all the other two shapes, and then again you can go and right click and just subtract, and then it's right there. So this worked really nice. Alright, let's just move it up a tiny bit like that. So once that's done, I think the only thing we have left is this name section here in the corner. So I'm just going to add that, and then we're done with the design. Okay, so I'm just going to create this here, move it up to trying to keep it as organized as is possible. Okay, and this is I'm just going to reduce it to like 60, 70 is fine. Yeah, that's okay. Alright. Yeah, something like that. There we go. And then just add the name here, which is Garcia. There we go. And change the spacing. And then the size as well. I think I would go for 21. Yeah, 21 seems to be fine. Yeah, it might be too big. 20. Okay, let's go with 20. Again, you can just select your base, and then the text layer selected as well, and then we just go and just kind of align it to the middle. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think we are fairly close. I think my other version, which I did, was better color wise, because I spent a bit more time. I kind of like you know, inspected it a bit closer and spent a bit more time to match the colors and stuff. But other than that, I think this is pretty good result, considering the time we put in. And so that's the video I wanted to do for you guys about the mission brief section of the Far Cry 6 UI design. And let me know if there's any other game you like to have a closer look, how I would recreate it in Photoshop. Okay, and subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it. That helps the channel out big time. And see you next time. Thank you. Bye.